And hello everybody, welcome back to another episode 1 of the Voidcast. Voidcast episode 1. If you missed it, there was episode 0 where I introduced this new series of videos where I'll just chat and talk with you about random things that happen in my life and that I find the will to share. And for today's video, today episode, podcast, how do we call it? Episode, video? Let me zoom out a bit. I want to talk to you about Duolingo. Duolingo, I did it. I reached 1 year of streak on Duolingo. 365 days of Japanese lessons. I cheated a bit, I have to be honest. In the last couple of months, I stopped doing actual lessons and I basically reviewed only katakanas every day. So it would take me less time. It was like not even 5 minutes per day. What did I learn? I learned a bit of stuff, but if I have to be honest with you, at least for Japanese language, it's not worth it. I don't feel like recommending Duolingo if you want to learn Japanese. I'd say maybe if you already speak like English or any European language and you want to learn another European language that uses the same alphabet, okay, it's probably okay. Like, for example, if I used it to learn Spanish, I think it would have been actually pretty okay. But for learning Japanese, it's not good in my opinion, and I can explain to you why. The thing is, Duolingo is very gamified, so it gives you, like, it's very colorful, it's super fun, it's super interactive, it's very well made, it's a great application. But the way it teaches you stuff, I don't think it's the best for the Japanese language. Because it makes you repeat a lot of stuff, but it doesn't explain it to you. And problem is that in Japanese especially, you need to understand why certain things are said in a certain way. Because they imply something else inside those words, inside those phrases. It's a very subtle language. And Duolingo fails completely at teaching this to you. So I don't think it's fine, and most of the time at least I ended up making like a memory game. Like, I just looked at the word, recognized it by how it looked and not by how you would read it, and just connect it to the translation. But often I wouldn't even know how to read the word. I just happen to understand that, okay, that group of symbols is gonna be connected to this translated counterpart. So it was very little effective for me. And also, like, most applications that tries to teaches you Japanese, I think they all fail at the same thing. Like, they start giving you basics information and giving you the first words and stuff like that with a Romaji, it's called, which is a Roman alphabet, like the one that we use in European languages. And I think that's very bad, because then he starts teaching you some hiragana, then he starts teaching you, after you finish all hiragana, he starts teaching you a bit of katakana. After teaching you all katakana, then he starts introducing some kanjis. Problem is, before doing that, it already teaches you words, phrases, but it teaches you with either only hiragana or even worse with the romaji, which is terrible because, in my opinion, if you make me learn something in a certain way, and then after a couple of months, you come out and say, do you remember the thing that you learned? Erase it because you have to write it in kanji. I'm gonna tilt. It's gonna be even harder for me to forget something that I already learned and rememorize it in a different way. Like, for me, it's not worth it. Like, starts directly with hiragana and katakana for sure. And another thing that I don't understand why most applications do it, it's why teach me hiragana and katakana separately? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same alphabet. Katakana has a couple of sounds more, but it's the same. Okay, just teach me both versions at the same time, so I connect the katakana to the hiragana, and this way I learn one time instead of taking up like weeks. Literally, you can learn hiragana and katakana in 3 days. If you put yourself into it, you just write them down. You take a book. It's full of hiragana and katakana chart online. Just take them, copy them, and keep writing them. And like, it's so easy. But if you do it through an application, it's gonna take you forever. It's gonna take you literally forever. And another big issue that I encountered on Duolingo with Japanese language, okay, always with Japanese language, was the kanjis. Kanjis are not explained at all on Duolingo. Like, it will give you a kanji. Like, they are super into Yama and Naka because they build all the names, no? Like Nakayama, Yamaguchi Sensei, and all things like that. And they write them in English. Sorry, they write them in kanji. But they don't explain to you what that kanji could mean. What does it mean in that sentence? Like, now that they implemented also a training screen where you can train your kanjis, like that was for hiragana and katakana. But it only, like, when you open up that, it's divided by sections. Like, section 1, you have like Ichi, Ni-san, which are number 1, 2, and 3. But when you open up the first time that chapter, it briefly tells you, oh yeah, it means 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then it just makes you write them down an infinite amount of time and associate it with a sound. The problem is that kanji that you're making me write down and telling me, yeah, you read it ni, for example, no? Number 2, which are 2 horizontal lines. It's 2. You read it ni. Okay, but it's not read only ni. It could be also fu. Like for futatsu, no? 2 things. Not nitatsu. It's fu. But you are not explaining to me. You're just telling me that it's read ni. And that's a problem, because then it keeps going with other more complex kanjis, and it just makes you write them down an infinite amount of time and telling you, oh yeah, it's read like this. You read it like this. But you have no idea what it actually means, in what context, and what other reading it could have, if it's associated to other kanji, for example, or if it has a different hiragana in front. So it's very little effective, in my opinion. It's just a way of teaching you kanjis that is pretty random. And I think that it could make more harm than good. Not gonna lie. I think it could make more harm than good. Because it's just not effective. You just learn a thing thinking that it's like this, And then suddenly you will find it and it's different and you will not understand why. And it's the same thing as I mentioned before. Like you teach me a word. Like for example, when it starts, it teaches you watashi, which means I, and it teaches you written in hiragana. But there is a kanji for watashi, and it keeps going with the hiragana version for a big amount of lessons. And so you get used to it, and you're like, okay, so watashi is written in hiragana, it's written like this, and then suddenly, boom, kanji. Oh yeah, this kanji is watashi, and you're like, god damn it! But you teach me till now that watashi is written in hiragana. Why didn't you tell me before? It's not even an hard kanji, like. But if you teach me earlier, as soon as you teach me the word, like I don't understand why all those arts that teaches you Japanese, they teaches you words that should be written in kanji, but they write it in hiragana because you just started. And so what's the point? What's the point of teaching me something the wrong way to then at some point when you think I'm ready telling me, oh yeah, do you remember what you learned? It's wrong. You need to replace it. Like the sound is the same, but you need to write it different. I can understand that it's not that much of that big of a deal, but it's annoying. In my eyes, it's annoying. Like if you have to teach me something, I want you to tell me how it is exactly. I don't want you to tell me, yeah, do it like this in the meantime, and then one day I will teach you how it is actually. No, it doesn't work like this. Just tell me. Because you make me feel like I wasted time. It makes me feel like I wasted time till now, because, like, I don't know, I don't like this way of doing things and teaching things, especially. I really don't. And it's pretty common, I noticed, because even I tried another application, which is Buzu, which is very similar to Duolingo. And in some things it's better because it gives you mnemonics to memorize stuff, but it's not good at all. Like it has the same problems as Duolingo. It's a bit faster, which I appreciate a lot. It's simpler. Like, it teaches you one thing, it makes you do a little test, and it goes like, okay, done, let's move on. Instead, the Duolingo keeps going for forever on the same thing, as if repeating it 20 times, it will make you understand it better. And I do understand that repetition is important. But if you like, you're giving me a loaded gun and telling me just shoot. You're not telling me how to shoot, okay? Because even Anki, which is probably the best thing you can use to learn Japanese right now, it's a program where you load up flashcards, which are like screens where it displays you a word with no translation. You need to guess or understand what it means. Then you discover it and it tells you the actual translation, the actual meaning. And you tell yourself, you decide, and you say, yeah, I knew that or not, I didn't knew that. If you knew that, it's fine, it's gonna show it to you maybe tomorrow, and then if you make it right another time in a week, and so on. If you didn't make it correctly, it's gonna show you in a couple of minutes until you get it correct. But once you finish all the cards, it's done. You are done for the day. You can change settings, of course, but you are done for the day. Duolingo, you could go on for like 1 hour, and in 1 hour you made all the repetition, and that word, you will never see it again. Never, because as soon as you move on or to another topic, you're just gonna learn different words. And I gotta be honest, from 365 days of Duolingo, I remember very few words. Like, there are some that were very peculiar, that maybe I were repeated even on further lessons that I actually remember, but most of them I forgot them. And another big issue is that I learned them and I remember them in hiragana. But now that I'm studying through a book or through Anki, I'm learning them with kanjis. So still, when I encounter the kanji, I have no idea that it's that word. Then when I read it and I find out which word it is, I go like, yeah, I knew that word, but I had no idea you will write it like this. Which is a big issue, as you can notice. So yeah, very weird. It's very... There is so much content online that allows you to study languages in general, but I'm gonna focus on Japanese for now because it's the language that I'm studying. And it's hard to find the thing that is right for you because we are all different in the end. We are all different. So maybe someone else could find himself studying better with Duolingo. But the problem remains, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what is lacking on Duolingo, it's lacking for everyone. It's not gonna change. You may memorize faster through Duolingo because it's very playful and colorful and stuff like that. And I understand it because it's interactive and all. But it's teaching you the wrong way. That's the big issue with Duolingo. And I don't understand how it's possible that after so many years of Duolingo being a thing, with all the users they have, they still do the thing the wrong way because it's actually wrong. That's not personal, okay? That's not my opinion. It's wrong the way it teaches you. And also, it teaches you the polite way, but you have no idea about the not polite way, how it's built, how it works. So if you go there and you start talking, yeah, it may work for some situation, but it's wrong for others, and you don't even know it. You have no idea about it. So if I could make a suggestion of what is working better for me now, is we actually bought a textbook for complete N5, which is the easiest level of Japanese, N5 vocabularies and grammar lessons. Because grammar is very important. Like, and Duolingo teaches you nothing about grammar. It teaches you very little about grammar. And so you end up not being able to make any sentence. Because, for example, Duolingo never teaches you how to create verbs, how to conjugate them, like which form you need to use for a verb. In 365 days, if I wanted to say something that was referred to the past, I had no idea how to do it. I bought a book and in 1 week I already know how to create a sentence with the right form. I discovered that in Japanese you need to put the like, how do you say? You need to conjugate the adjective too. Like, if you talk about the past, the adjective changes. I wonder when Duolingo would have told me that. If in a year of lessons, I never knew. So yeah, get a textbook for grammar lessons. Okay, get a textbook. And for vocabularies, just go with another textbook if you want. Or my suggestion is go on Anki. Go with Anki. You just search on Reddit, on YouTube, wherever you want. It's full of resources for the best decks of cards. There is actually the most common one. That is wait, let me I can tell you the name right now. Let me open it up. It's Core 2K6K optimized JP vocab, which is great. Like, it has all the vocabularies that you may need but they are a bit scattered. Okay, so it could be a bit overwhelming at first. Otherwise, you could search for a maybe M5 vocab deck, so it has only M5 vocabularies. Or if you do, like I'm doing, get a textbook that contains M5 vocabularies and grammar lessons. And as you continue studying on the book and you find new vocabs, you just create your own deck. So this way you even, like the action of creating the card yourself, which is not hard at all. Like if you open up Anki, it's kind of strange at first, but it's very easy. It's a very easy program. The act of creating the card yourself, I think it's gonna help you memorize very easily. And then you can just review them. Every day you keep reviewing the old words and you study new one. And you keep going like this. And I think it's much better. And then every time you can, just open up YouTube, search for basic N5 dialogue, and listen to it. Listen to the video. Listen to what they say. Try to catch something that you already know. Of course, if you start studying today, you will understand nothing, of course. But I can assure you that after a week of studying like this, I could already understand some parts of the phrases, which is amazing. Because after 365 days of Duolingo, I literally couldn't understand anything. Like it was terrible. So yeah. That was my rant about Duolingo. I hope that little bird is not gonna come in my dreams to punish me about this. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you found another way of studying that it's better suited for you. And let me know if you want to what you think about this episode, and if you, I don't know, if you have any more topics that you want me to talk about. If you have any comment, leave them down below. I remind you that you can support me through making a donation on the link to Stream Elements that you find in the description, or by acquiring, because I don't know, it feels so weird to say, or by buying my merch. No, it sounds so bad. Or you could get my merch that you find also in the description. Thank you so much, and I see you